Imagine a world order that is no longer that of the patriarchy, but it's female dominated, as in women and girls control security because they are security, and judge and jury and executioner. With an impressive shift of the psyche, The Power by Naomi Alderman will leave you contemplating if the world would be any better with women in power. The story presents this alternate reality in which women and girls all around the world discover that they have this newly awakened physical power. After some twist of nature, their clavicles start buzzing, and at the ready, electricity just pulsates out of their palms to take down any would-be aggressors, and to conduct some other masochistic activities every now and then. This, of course, becomes a global threat because these broads can't be controlled, and the men are at once disturbed and frightened by the women's power, locking them up, trying to form counter-terror groups to this uprising female terror group, which is just a retributive terror group to the original terror, which was male terror to begin with. So the story is told by these four characters, Tunde, Ali, Roxy, and Margot, and from their perspectives at different points of interest all around the world, the story interweaves between the political, social, and religious ramifications of women awakening to and harnessing their power for various reasons. Want to seize control of the country? Why not? Want to kill your abuser? By all means. These women now have the power right at their fingertips. As women join forces to protect their power and to prevent the men from stealing it and implanting it in their own clavicles, because, you know, they're interested in fighting power with power. You know, a chance at a fair fight. Equality. This story takes quite a dive into the matriarchy that's not all it's cracked up to be. I found this book to be shockingly emotional. I think it's because of the correspondences that frame the story between the fictitious author and editor who are placed in the future, making the internal story itself a historical novel. I thought this was really dope, and I found myself getting misty-eyed because it so blatantly revealed the absurdities of gender discrimination and how sexism distorts the human experience. I also loved the portrayal of religion in this book. There's a pivotal character in here called Mother Eve, whose influence guides these girls to and through their power. And there are these conversations about God and the world, like which is greater, the creator or creation. And it was just so phenomenal. Now, I am not a fan of depictions of violence, and while it's not frequent and often just alluded to, at one point in particular, I was about to bow out. Oh my God. But I didn't because I was too far in not to finish. But then there's a scene that portrays intimacy in a most breathtaking way. And it's juxtaposed with that other scene, which is rather complicated to explain, so I won't. But if you're sensitive to violence and abuse in your literary experience, I would recommend that you proceed with caution. Regardless, I thought it made for one of the most incredible chapters in the book because it somehow caught me in between states of anger and awe and reminded me of our primal instincts, our transformations between being and savagery. I think at the core of this story, though, something that all readers can connect to is this question of whether a world with all women in power would be more, less, or just as oppressive as a world run by men. And if this brand of feminism were to succeed, the feminism that is misconstrued and demonized, because what if women just do the same thing to men that men have done to women all these years? If this were to prevail, would we have really made progress? I really enjoyed this read. There were a few moments in the writing that were strange, but overall it was quite the thrill, so I would definitely recommend it. If you've read it, please leave your thoughts down below and also share what you think the world would be like if more women were in power. Are you for gradual change, or do you want to get your clavicle buzzing today? Just kidding. As always, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, remember to read or be read. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. The book started moving. It's full of power.